Alex Hormozi made $100 million on one platform in one day and on one live stream. And no, he didn't do it by selling some B2B SaaS or some online digital course or even OnlyFans shaking it on camera. Nope. He did it with good old-fashioned books. And it's crazy because most people think that in order to make that kind of money online, you have to do something stupid or crazy, spend your whole life doing that stupid or crazy thing, or have some sort of insider knowledge on all the trends and algorithms on how to succeed online. But the truth is, good old-fashioned stuff clearly works. You don't need to be something new or innovative or that hasn't been done before. In fact, you can just sell books with a camera, dedication, and something that you know how to talk about. So in today's video, we're gonna hop into exactly how he did it with books. And no, it wasn't these ones, so stick around to see what it was. I'm Ethan Gegg, the founder of Tactical Leads. We're an organic YouTube growth agency, and we help business owners who are doing over 100 grand in revenue per year to leverage and build a personal brand to grow their business. For business owners under 100 grand per month, this video is perfect for you because it's gonna show you how to build a solid foundation. But for those who are above that line, it's even better because we're gonna show you exactly how to scale up to the $100 million that Alex Hormozi did in one day. But in order to understand that magnitude of scale, we need to take a step back to get the full picture. Okay, so getting into who Alex Hormozi is, I'm not gonna get into the details too much because obviously you wanna get into more of the content and the focus on how he did this stream, but he's this guy on the back of these books. I'll put up a graphic for y'all, but Alex Hormozi and his wife, Layla Hormozi, they're basically very big influencers in the business space, but more importantly, they own a private equity company. But he's basically written a series of 3 books at this point, talking about how to build an offer, how to sell it, and how to monetize it. That's the basic premise of his 3 books, and his 3rd book is the one about monetizing it. That's what this book launch was about. Now, I'm not gonna get into the details too much, but Alex Hormozi's general story is he is considered one of the biggest business gurus online. He makes a lot of content. You can determine whether or not what determines a guru, but his main philosophy is doing large volume of things, giving tons of value upfront for free away, and he does this through various means. His biggest strategy is through just high volume on all organic platforms, and that includes Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube, email list, podcast, whatever you can think of, and as well as live streaming too, and even giving away these books that he's written in this series that this live stream was about completely for free on his podcast. Long story short though, his main goal is to get people to work with his holding company, acquisition.com, which is a private equity firm, in order to basically learn how to get to up to a few $1 million per year in revenue or profit. Not exactly sure which one it is, but basically use the stuff he teaches in his free content, in his books, in his free podcast, all this stuff, and eventually be able to work with him and let him invest your company at his private equity firm. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. Now let's talk about the details of the live stream. So there's a lot that went into this, I'll admit. $100 million in one day would not have been possible without some schemes, without some strategies, without some just a ton of preparation at the end of the day. So without further ado, the book is called $100 Million Money Models. A lot of you probably already know that, but the interesting thing is I'm bringing this up now because there's a lot of money models actually involved in how he got people to pay for this thing and get $100 million in 24 hours. Again, we're gonna go through that really quick so we can get to the strategy piece of this. So a lot of this was booked pre-orders in order to get people to buy before the 24-hour date. So technically it wasn't all within 24 hours, but I assume within the total that he collected up front, and I might be wrong about this, but I was the one who pre-ordered this book actually of many people, and that was part of the strategy, was get people to pre-order for the launch, and then they wouldn't ship out until the event happened. So from what I'm aware, I'm pretty sure that you could buy beforehand and that would count as a sale. Now, further than this, they also had a referral program. So they would have other affiliates. Like for example, if I was making content about this before it even launched, then I could basically get paid as an affiliate to help Alex sell more books. But it doesn't stop there. During the live stream, even when they started launching these books, another thing that he employed wasn't just getting people to individually buy books. No, if you're trying to break a Guinness World Record, gotta be smart about it, especially if you're in the nonfiction book space. I mean, you've got to probably have a couple screws tightened on properly. So what he did instead was go for the big business owners and ask them to donate 200 books or more each. So this totaled up to be around, I think, 200 books times 30 of them is like $6,000, if I'm not mistaken. So there was like a 200 book upsell where if you bought that many books and then you donated them, or you can pick how many you wanted to keep, I think, and donate the rest, because nobody really needs 200 books, then you would get a big like black book of, and I'll put it up on the screen, but like some of it, but like there's like tons of details about like how to run business. There's like all kinds of like mini books. I've got screenshots of what it looked like. But yeah, there's tons of stuff on how to actually run a business that he's never released publicly before, as well as an AI agent, little benefits like that. But the point was, there was that, there was upsells even further, I think up to like $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 to get like private consulting sessions with Alex Hormozi. That's how deep in the pocket his personal brand goes. It's just crazy to imagine that the guy who's making $100 million money models, how to make money, in his book is actually doing it within 24 hours. And yeah, I mean, he really proved it. So that's the point. We don't need to get into it much further than that, but basic idea is $100 million was made through lots of upsells, lots of pre-orders, lots of referrals, and a second piece to add to that is also pre-promotion. So a big piece of this promotion wasn't just how did he get, 3 million of his subscribers because he's got so many followers on all these platforms to get on a live stream. No, he also prepared for this in every way possible, as demonstrated in all of these books that he mentions these strategies in. For example, he's running paid ads on all platforms like Meta, for example. I've seen tons of ads before this launch about come to the live offer, come to get this thing that's less than a Bitcoin, but better than an NFT. He always used that line to get people enticed to this free gift he was giving out, which I believe just turned out to be that offer for the 200 books. Not exactly sure, but I think that's what it was. But yeah, basically on top of that, he was running ads across Meta. He was also doing tons of organic content across all of his platforms, just went really heavy on promoting the book itself, all kinds of stuff like that. He would have people who came from his organic platforms, from, again, everything I mentioned before, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, email list, podcast, whatever it might be, and he would have them opt in. So regardless of whether you pre-ordered the book like me or not, you could sign up on his page. If you go to your landing page, like below this video, for example, or any other platform, he could sign up. You could get access and notified and put it on your calendar for the event. And that's how he got, thousands. I don't know if it was millions of people on the live stream, but at some point, I'm pretty sure there were at least like maybe up to 100,000 concurrent viewers. And this live stream was going for like 10 hours or like 12 hours. And then he actually restreamed. So technically it wasn't just one live stream, but I think it was like 2 or 3 within the 24-hour period to break the Guinness World Record for the amount of nonfiction books sold in the 24-hour launch. So pretty crazy stuff. That's a lot though. That is a lot to think about, but that's how he basically made the $100 million. If you put it completely simply, if you put it from a layman's perspective, from someone who doesn't have a ton of inside information, this is my overall overview perspective as a generally optimistic person towards his brand. So take that for what you will. And the coolest part obviously is when it all led up to this one day, which was getting it down to one live stream point. All these ads, all these referrals, all these pre-orders, all this content on other platforms, all leading down to this one point, this one day, this one stream right here on YouTube. How did he do it, and why YouTube? In order to finally understand this live stream and how he got to this point, we need to understand and take a step back to his organic volume philosophy. Alex is very big on doing things over and 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 over again. And he beats this into you because his point is, if you can do something for long enough and consistently enough, and more than anyone else is willing to, until the point that it's been proven by everyone who's been successful on any platform, you are going to succeed because of simple statistics, because of reducing risk and increasing chance of likelihood. If you do this, you will succeed. That's the basic mindset here. And it's the same idea with running the ads, with doing the organic content, all of it. If we go back to an example he uses in $100 million leads, he talks about how he's worked with a mentor who did social media. And at the time, he was just getting into it. He wasn't sure on where to start, where to begin. So he talks about how the mentor shows him like, hey man, look, I know you say you want this growth, and honestly, you are doing good, but you're asking me for more. Well, look at how much more I do. His mentor tells him, look man, let's pull up your Instagram page. Pulls up his Instagram page. He's posting like 1 or 2 times a day. Mentor's posting 3 to 5 times a day. Pulls up his LinkedIn page. Alex is posting 1 to 2 times a week. Mentor is posting every single day. Pulls up his YouTube. He's posting once a week. Mentor is posting 3 times a week. It just shows the amount of volume compared to the results, because the results speak for themselves. Alex's following was like 1/10 of what the mentors had. And the point was very clear and simple. Increase the volume. And at my agency, we follow a very similar sort of tactic. It's like, if you just increase the volume, especially at the beginning when you don't know what the heck you're doing, that's the most important piece, because you need to understand that volume will negate luck. Volume negates luck. Just beat that into your mind, because if you can just do something over and over again while improving, while putting a little bit, 1% improvement into every single video, that's all you need. If you just watch my videos forever, or if you find these invaluable, but you found someone else to watch, you improved every single video, that's the only thing that matters. And then you just increase the volume and the repetition that you do that at, you're golden. That's all you'd have to do in order to succeed on YouTube or any social media platform. And that's his overall philosophy on this. So that's how he kind of got to this point of the live stream. It was just repetition, repetition, repetition on the organic content, on the ads, on the email lists, everything, until this one specific day. Now, this is an entire video in and of itself, so I will save that for a future video if you guys are interested. Now, if we reference a video that he made on YouTube, specifically ranking his favorite platforms, we can also see that he ranked YouTube alongside Instagram #1 because of a certain amount of factors. Firstly, it had the highest percentage of household incomes that were worth over 100 grand, so they've got lots of spending power. Also, the percentage of US-based families and households, over 83% of people are on the platform because of how widespread it is and diverse it is. Because it's on your TV, it's on your phone, it's on your laptop. You can watch live streams on it, you can listen to podcasts, short form, long form content, discussion posts, stories. It's got everything. And that's what makes it such an impressive, but also universal platform that you can spread out your content across everywhere. So it's really good for beginners. We'll get into that more later. But it's also got the highest and most engaged watch time by far. And this one's pretty obvious, right? If you think about it, people who are scrolling on TikTok, not only do they have a much cheaper demographic, they're younger kids, whatever, they're not gonna be your target market for most of you business owners out there at least, but they are going to have a much shorter retention span as well. They're gonna be scrolling on TikTok for like 3 to 5 to 15 seconds before they move on. Versus on YouTube, once you click on something, because again, YouTube is an intent-based platform, so when we're clicking on a video on YouTube or when we're searching for something, it's just like on Google. It's like we actually wanted to watch this thing that we're here for. Versus on TikTok, again, it's fed to you. You don't get to choose what it is. It's just the algorithm. YouTube, on the other hand, the leads are going to be much higher quality. They're going to be watching for several minutes on end if you have good content and you're making those 1% improvements we talked about. Now, why did it rank alongside Instagram? Well, the main reason is because of the quick sort of feedback loop that he was able to get with Instagram. So things like Instagram stories, how much visibility you can get with organic posts, comment sections, DMs. There's lots more sort of like, I guess the best way to put it would be consumer interaction as well as flow down the funnel and conversion. Because Instagram converted at a much higher rate from Instagrams to the bio, but YouTube, compared to all other platforms, is actually considered a low conversion rate from people clicking on the YouTube video to the website. So for example, if you wanted to click on my website, it's kind of hard to find on YouTube. Like, you got to look for the description. I'll put it on the video right now. I will put it in the description at the top. I will pin it in a comment. So there's definitely a few places you can find it, but it's not as easy as other platforms, like just putting a Facebook lead form in an ad. And the difference here though, and why YouTube is still ranked so high, is because of lead quality. His lead quality from YouTube was better than any other platform by far. So even though there's a lower conversion to the website, what he explained was that once they clicked on the website, they were 3 to 4 times as likely to convert compared to any other leads that came from the website. And this is also considering that even though the conversion rate from YouTube was lower, it still was, I think, the first or second to highest amount of leads coming from any platform that he had. I think it was like a quarter to a third of all of his leads coming from YouTube, and that's considered low, which means he had a really wide impression reach from YouTube and then a much smaller conversion reach. But because of how wide it was compared to any other platform, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, or YouTube's out here, the conversion was smaller and the other platforms maybe converted here, but once they clicked on the website, they stayed. So most of those people that clicked, they actually bought, versus all these people coming from all the other platforms, maybe this many of them bought. So that's kind of the difference. YouTube is going to give you not only a really wide growing base audience on the platform, but even once they come off platform, those people who come off platform are very committed and they will want to buy from you. And that's just fine. That's the way it is. And that's most likely why he ended up picking YouTube, because of the highest quality leads, because it has the biggest base of people he could pick on there. And also it's just easy, simple to use, and it's a very universal platform, as we mentioned, with all of the available services. People watch it on TV. TV's growing. YouTube on your phone is growing. People watch it on their mobile phones all the time. People watch it on their PCs all the time. Maybe mobile phone, it's not growing as much as TikTok or Snapchat or things like that, but the point is it's everywhere. You can watch a YouTube live stream wherever you want, whenever you want, and that's why YouTube was the best platform for this live stream. So basically, Alex Hormozi gets on this live stream. He launches it live. He's got this, pictures everywhere. He's got people in green suits wearing the $100 million Money Models book. It's all over the place, and people are just kind of lining up, nervous to hear what he's got to say, what he's going to give away, how it's going to turn out, and I'm sure he is more than any of them. I'm most interested to understand how many people are going to show up. When he gets in the door, there's hundreds of thousands of people watching. The live stream is on. He goes through, I think the first 1 to 2 hours, I didn't watch the whole stream in complete honesty. I did more research on the actual book and the model and the launch of this and the actual surrounding information. And again, if you guys think any of this is inaccurate, by the way, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. But a lot of it was him presenting at the beginning, explaining a lot about his book, the launch, who he is, what's important about it, and then it gets into the sale of 200 books, of all of these upsells, all these different items that go into it, making it towards the eventual $100 million launch. And if you guys want to learn more details about the actual money models used in this book, then literally just get the book, listen to the audiobook, and it's got all the information on exactly how he did it in more detail. Excuse me. It's got all the information on how he actually did all these upsells with like beautiful little graphics in more detail. But generally speaking, this live stream ends up racking up over 3 million in individual book sales, leading to, if you calculate it out at $30 per book, over 100 million in book sales, which is unbelievable to think about within 24 hours, considering this guy did all this months and months, years and years, decades and decades of preparation for this launch, but also considering the fact that it was also live streamed for 10 hours straight, and then he got on the next day, I think, and did another, let's say maybe like 8 to 10-ish hours of streaming just to finish off that 24-hour period strong. Very impressive overall. He gives away these black books for those people that donate 200, does consulting with it. The guy's an animal at the end of the day, doesn't stop, and that's kind of what it takes to get to this level in both business and YouTube. And hopefully this video was just a small glimpse at everything that can go into it, and the years of planning and work that can go into a YouTube video. I still spend up to multiple hours just preparing for a single 15-20 minute YouTube video like this one. But look, at the end of the day, we all start somewhere. We all have to start building a personal brand if we want to get to that next level. It's the most important thing. It's how people are able to build billion-dollar brands, make hundreds of millions in one day. And am I saying you're gonna make $100 million the first day you start posting? Probably not, but if you start today, you'll have the highest chance of making that eventually, or whatever your goals are. And I'll say this is what Alex said in his $100 Million Leads book, and I'll let you part with this. I will say this as a parting gift. In $100 million leads, Alex says, the best day to start posting was the day you were born, and the second best day is today. So if you're able to do that, I think you are doing just fine. And YouTube is the best place to start. It's the top of your entire content funnel. You can make tons of Opus Clip AI auto posts from each YouTube video. If you're making 3 YouTube videos a week and you post, you get Opus Clip to automatically cut it into 6 or 7 clips. That's 3 posts per day on every other platform while posting 3 times a week on YouTube. You've got all bases covered. So if you guys are interested in learning about more stuff like that on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and check out this video on screen with a 4-month YouTube content calendar that will actually make you more sales than you know what to do with on the screen right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.